everyone. Welcome to part 2. This is the face-up of our 17-inch Monster High Doll project. What I'll be using today are watercolor pencils, some pastels, a couple of brushes, and of course the eraser, because I make a lot of mistakes. Let's get started. I'm going to use a light brown pencil to block in the features on the face. I like to do that because when I make mistakes, and I do, I find it a lot easier to erase those lighter colors than the darker colors that I use later. So I'll be blocking out the features, making sure my eyes are symmetrical, and that I have the expression that I want the doll to have. And then later I'll come in and keep adding layers of color. I use a white pen coat on the lips and the eyes just because I think it makes my other colors more true when I put those down on top of it. I'm using purple for the eyes, so I'll use a dark purple and a light purple. The lighter part will extend down to the bottom of the iris, and the darker area will be at the top. But I do outline the entire eye with the dark purple. And just darkening those pupils with a little bit darker brown. I'll use black on those eventually when I get the right shape. The eyebrows I'll put 2 or 3 different colors in, just to make them look more realistic. So I use a dark brown first, and then I'll come back in with some other brown colors. And that's black I'm putting in the pupils right now. And I'm also outlining the eyes a little bit more with the black pencil to give them a more definite shape. That's a lighter brown color that I'm adding to the eyebrows there. Just makes them look a little bit more realistic than just one color. And then a darker brown color for the crease in the eyelid. It gives her a little bit more of a unique expression. And just going to continue there with the lips. I'm putting in a light pink color because I want her lips to look fairly natural. And most of my strokes are vertical to coincide with the creases that we have in our lips. And then I'll use a darker red color to make some lines on the lips as creases, and also I use that darker red color in the corners of the eyes as well. And you'll notice that I use a brush sometimes. This is to get rid of some of the eraser residue and the pencil residue without making marks on the face, and you want to use a nice clean brush for that. You also want to make sure when you start this project that you wash your hands very well, or you'll transfer dirt and oil to the face because it has that matte surface coat that actually causes things to cling to it, and that's why you use it. You want it to cling, the colors to cling, but you don't want the dirt to cling. So make sure your hands are really, really clean, and really try to avoid touching the face part with your hands, although I do occasionally, but I do make sure my hands are really clean. So I'm just going to continue to darken the features here, making the eyes a little more prominent, and then I'm going to use some of the pastel color here on the cheeks, a light pink and a little bit darker color. Make sure when you do this that you use a really, really small amount on your brush to begin with, because it can come across really dark on this matte medium finish. So always start light and then add to it. I'm also putting a little blue in the corner of her eyes, a little shadow there, which most people have if you look in the mirror. And I will do some shading on her ears eventually. I'll put a little pink in the ears. And I do add some color to the nostrils and that little crease under your nose and a little bit under the chin. And putting the eyelashes in here, you want to make sure your dark pencil's really sharp to do this, or it'll just look smudgy. Yeah, that's coming along really good. So I get the nostrils and that little crease, and under the chin a little bit. I put a little bit of dark red in the crease of the lips there with the pastels. And there she is. That's our face up, and we'll continue with putting a matte coating on that. Make sure you get the matte version of this Krylon, not the glossy version, or you'll be very disappointed. And you want to go outside and do that. Don't do that inside. Make sure you cover up your doll too. Then I'm going to use Liquitex High Gloss to brush on just the eyes and the lips because I do want those to be shiny like they are in real life. And there's our finished girl. She looks pretty good. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for part 3. We're going to make this doll a wig. Alright, take care.